Hello to you. Cheers. My name is Sylvain Rochon from HomeStudioLogic.com, and I'm here to give you pointers on how to get better mixes. First off, I just spent the last week assisting to Joe Gilder's speed mixing challenge, which was very interesting. Really learn how you can do your mixes faster. I highly recommend that you go to the link below and go check it out. The next session is in October. Right now, we're September 2025. Sorry, I'm French. 2025. And I highly recommend it. Anyways, today's video is about saturation. How can you use saturation or distortion to your advantage when you're working on a mix? During last week, I submitted some mixes that I worked on, and one of the members asked me, how do you get your vocals to be clear and detailed and you're not creating harshness? So let me show you what I do, and you'll definitely hear a automatic difference if you want. I'm just going to turn them off. Now I'm going to show you what I actually do. Now I do a send, and I send it to a saturation plugin. You can choose whatever plugin you want. But what I like about this one in Logic, it's actually the Fat FX. And it's actually a multi-plugin within the plugin. It's got low pass, high pass. It's got filters. It's got distortion. It's got bass enhancer. And you understand, you're seeing it on the screen. But I'm only using the distortion for the saturation portion of it, which in this case is set to 65.5%. Also, what I do for vocals is I do create a high pass at around 1K and a low pass at around 15 or 16K. Meaning that what I'm doing, I'm only saturating in between the two guidelines. I want to create clarity, and this is useful for vocals, but it's also useful for other instrument if you want. That might be needing some clarity and in that range of frequencies. Anyhow, let me show you what it does to this vocal in my song called Your Smile. And you'll definitely hear the difference automatically. Now it's off. So let me show you how it sounds without the saturation. Now you'll say, well, it's pretty bright, just like that. You have to remember that the tracks are in solo, and we always mix in the context of listening to the full band and the full mix. Why? Because your listener is actually listening to your full mix and not a track soloed. So for the listener, it doesn't make any difference. So you always mix within the context of the song. Now I'm being in solo because I want you to listen, and I want you to compare and be able to hear the difference between saturation on and saturation off. So I'll press play again, and while it's playing, I'm going to turn it on, off, so you can really see or hear, I must say, the difference. Now remember that the difference is subtle, but it's definitely there. So let's press play, and I'll toggle on and off. You smile, you smile, you smile, you smile. Off. You smile, you smile. On. Let's do it again.
You smile, you smile, you smile, you smile, you smile, you smile.
So it does create additional clarity to the vocals. Saturation actually does is that it creates harmonics when you turn it on. So creating harmonics, it gives the sound clarity and notes details that wasn't there before. So that's why we're using saturation in multi situation. If you want just to bring out, you can actually use clarity on a bass. Just for example, I've got the bass here. Let's try to see if I can add saturation to see what it does for us. So if I press play here, I got bass right here. All right, so let's introduce saturation. I'm just going to use a plugin here, anyone. Boom. Now, boom. Come on. Come on. Let's go to the fat. And now I'm not going to restrict, I'm not going to use a bandpass for this. Unless, yeah, let's use a bandpass. Let's say we want clarity on the higher portion of the bass. So let's go to maybe around 900, and let's go up to down to maybe what, 9. And let's crank up that saturation, remove the bass enhancer, remove this. I don't need that. All right, so let's see what this does to the bass. I haven't tried this. I'm doing this live right now just to see if it helps. So. It's giving clarity, eh? Okay, let's put the band and see.
Today my heart is broken, my mind is simply struggling, trying to stay calm.
All right, that lick right there. Let's turn the saturation off and then put it back on. Okay, let's turn the saturation on now. It's not giving that much, but it's giving something. Yeah, let's put it at full blast. It's subtle, but it does make a difference, let's say. It actually gives clarity to the bass. Anyways, the objective of this video was to show you how saturation can actually give clarity to your mixes on whatever instrument. But for me, it does wonders on background vocals and the lead vocal for sure. So if you like content like this, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me comments. It would be my pleasure to answer any questions you may have, or if you simply want to chat, I have no issues with that. Until then, thank you for watching this video. Cheers.